Hello! I wanted to make a review on SSG Sideswipe next, but while I was collecting my thoughts, Legacy Crosscut came in the mail, and I didn't really want a Legacy Skills mode. Definitely not like a repaint of a guy I had to read up info about on the hellish landscape known to man named Transformers Wiki. But if I am to defend the poor man against the claims of being mid and be a bitch, then I should be the whole bitch and actually buy the mode and review it. So here we are. And goddamn, I don't get how can people sleep on this toy so much when it's this good. It doesn't have any issues, these repaints tolerances are all tight, and the QC is actually good for once. It even has a gimmick. I mean, it's not a good gimmick, but it exists, and even has a name. Look, they're calling this shit Evo Fusion, but not this. Why? Why is this even worth highlighting? What the fuck even is this? And what the fuck is this? It's an OG of guns with a mohawk on top. What the fuck did I just said? Anyway, there isn't much to talk here, other than the fact they fucked up the backpack. The windshield is supposed to be peeking over the head like a hood, yet officially you're supposed to just give him a studded Rex cardboard backpack, which sucks. It peeks behind his body and impinges his waist low. You can, however, push it up and hinge it flush against his back. It doesn't look as ridiculous as it should, but hey, it is something. What still looks ridiculous is the gun placement. The correct gun's placement. And I'm not done talking shit about them. I wish I could name them properly, but I have no idea which one is called what, and I have no idea why they stopped naming the guns in the instructions, like they did in Siege. The double-barreled one looks decent on his hand, awful in his hand, and quite good on anyone else. The Energon X blaster combo is laughably bad in any use. I don't know why the X handle is like this. Why not put a 5mm pack in place of the gun barrel? And just put a 3mm knob as a blast effect nipple. Why is the barrel even a 5mm part? For Evo Fusion? Are there any other weapons that have a 5mm peg on the back? Like the only use I found for it is an Energon X arm for sideswipe, but it just looks so bad. And in the game, the melee don't come out from their arms, like in the TF1. They're like actual handheld weapons. So what use does the handle have being off the center? And the sideways ports don't even go through all the way. So any weapon with a long handle will just stick out awkwardly. The butt plug also has an awful handle. It stops being one right here, which is why. The only reason I could think of is a sturdier connection for the double-barreled gun, so it doesn't turn in place, but it still does? A little, but enough for the square peg to be pointless. And it makes the gun worse too, cause now no one can hold it without looking stupid. I'm missing the plot. The paint. Let's talk about the paint, cause there is a shit ton of it on him. And yet it's not enough? They got all the silver in the world, yet the taillights aren't even painted. Neither are the shoulder detailing, but I can let this one slide. It's also interesting how there's no black cassette parts. Both the shin panels and the front bumper are red pieces almost fully painted black. And I am not that much bothered by the red wheels. I am the crew player after all. Red rubber is subtle by our standards. I love his yellow eyes. And I like the little indentations on his mask, which I wish was painted silver to make it pop. But I also wish his collarbone was light grey, so that they could have put the Autobot insignia there to make a dramatic reveal, but alas, Robert and poor disguise here remains. They even found the budget to give him the blue mohawk, which they used the blue on the headlights, so they could have saved the silver to get rid of the taillights. I must say I am intrigued by the decision to paint the roof window over. It's like Crosscut over here turns into well-respected Honda City. I mean, he doesn't even have front fog lights, like the other versions do. Articulation would have been standard if it wasn't for the hella expressive shoulders. And if you're one of those fuckers who paint over your Siege Assatrains for being green, you can even make him accurate to the shitty G1 character model art and still have some movement out of his arms. And due to the transformation you have a backward app crunch. I have no idea what poses can this achieve, but I would rather not find out. I do wanna know what these half circles are for, since they don't look like pointless detail. So if you know, let me know in the comments. Well, that's enough for the robot mode. So how about I transform him? It's a simple but effective transformation, but the damn is god, the shiny thing good. It's honestly not that interesting, other than how chunky it is. The quad exhaust is so weird, like bro, you probably got the Dinky 1.2 inline 4. Fuck, you need 4 exhaust tips. 1 pipe for 1 cylinder? Fucking ricer. Motherfucker got the dinkiest spoiler and pointless side ones too. Also, fuck do you need 2 fuel caps for? But there is coating that is actually good. Like the rear license plate place, or the cowl, or the third brake light, or rain guards on the windows, or the mounts for the roof rack, all of which aren't common. But I do wanna ask, if they bothered to put a cowl, where are the sculpted windshield wipers? How is this fucker driving in the rain? Also, the car is supposed to be painted black, but budget. Also, while I do like the black bumper in the robot mode, in the car mode it, ironically, looks unpainted. Like it's a poverty spec Honda Jazz, imagine that. You can't even open the doors. I mean, you shouldn't, cause the bicep gets in the way. And if you push it too wide, the door comes detached. And you really don't have any reason to. It's not like there is a steering wheel sculpted or anything. If anything, you really should be just looking at the door details in the robot mode. And what detail is there is just a speaker, a door handle, and whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. No window crank handle. Maybe his windows are powered? Are there buttons on the console? We'll never know, he doesn't have a console. You can also force a TF1 Bumblebee out mode before he figured out how to tuck his arms in and get the wheels out. And that's honestly it for the CrossCut. He is a very delightful boy and a very fun toy. So pick one up. Doesn't need to be CrossCut, it can be any of its repaints, I don't mind. Just don't get Crankies or Medics, that's the one you wanna avoid. But easy A tier. If they release one in orange, it'll be an easy S tier. But if they release one in orange, then they should release one in green too. Sorry it's not the SSG Sideswipe review, but I have too much to talk about, not just him but the whole of SSG. I'm getting 2 more packages. One is the next review, and the other is another SSG toy, which might just be the worst of the whole Studio Series line. And it's not even the Decepticon Trooper. Who could it be? I'll leave it up in the air. Just like I'm leaving this review. Goodbye.